Greetings once again, it is the Ash Heriter, and welcome back to Terra Invicta. In the last episode, we established control over the Western Pacific by taking control of Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and Korea, both of them. It is my goal that we will eventually be able to move in and take control of China directly, but there are other nations here along this territory that, or this region that I think we would benefit from taking. However, we are currently above our current control cap, meaning we shouldn't be investing in taking any more nations until we can boost this higher. And thankfully, we are researching something that will boost it higher, the clandestine cells, which will be done tomorrow. So that'll help. But I think we're still going to need to get it even higher, and the way how we get it higher is by getting agents with high administration, command, and persuasion attributes. Strangely, we actually have agents with good attributes. At least our persuasion, our average persuasion is... No, it's not as good as I thought it was. Our administration is good, our command is subpar, our persuasion, I think, across the board is average. So, I don't know. I thought we would have more, but I guess we don't. Oh, I know why. So the previous campaign that I played in my own time, I did with less factions, just to make it a little bit less confusing for myself as I try to learn how to fucking play this complex game. And I think that increases the amount of control points you have because there's less factions available. But I actually like it this way. I like it this way because you actually have to invest in control points a little bit more, because I always felt like I had enough to work with at any given time, aside from a few key instances. But anyways, we're going to continue on, and don't forget, if you enjoyed the last episode and want to see more, drop this one a like. And don't forget to comment. And if you're not already subscribed, please feel free to do so, and hit that bell icon so that you get updates whenever new episodes of mine come out in whatever game I play. It should also be noted I play Crusader Kings 3 now. Yeah, it's 3. And I do it in a very narrative style, where we sort of tell a story of one particular dynasty as they attempt to do something interesting. And I usually play underrepresented cultures and religions in the game. And I also have a pretty awesome, very long Elden Ring lore-focused, also a little bit narrative-focused playthrough, in case you're interested in any of that. But now, enough advertising my own shit. Let's get on with this. From assignments. Right. We're in the assignment phase. Let's do some assignments. So, we control South Korea, which means we need to defend South Korea, which is, I think, our first course of action, is we need to make sure that no one's going to mess with us here. So let's defend South Korea. Australia is still defended. You can see this by the little shield icon right there, and it's also going to pop up in the key notifications bar up there. So if you see a shield, or if you see the actual, like, defend icon pop up there, click on it, because it'll tell you which nation's defense has worn out, and then you need to immediately put defense back onto it. It's sort of like an upkeep thing, you know? You want to ensure that your nations aren't being sabotaged or taken over. It's quite important to do. Alright, so what we need to focus on now is, I think, fortifying our territory and making sure that our territory is strong. What the actual fuck is happening here? Oh. Not good. Ruh-roh. Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem. We're losing influence. What happens if we get the negative influence? I don't know. Let's not spend any more influence. Let's do something about this. What can we do? I honestly don't know. I guess we can public campaign, right? I mean, probably do that. Or, public is supported in Japan, but it's not all that supported in Japan. Let's actually just keep it here in Australia for now. Aristides can do the same thing, also in Australia.
We must persuade the people.
Not going to spend anything, because we don't need to at the moment. And, you can... What did we do? Let's just have him run surveillance here. So surveillance basically will increase the detection of enemy agents. So if there's anybody still that wants to, you know, any agents that want to stick their fingers into my cereal, particularly around Korea, and it also affects bordering provinces. I'm not sure if that counts to coastal stuff. I'm assuming actually not, which means maybe this isn't worth it. Maybe I'm just better off getting influence, so we're getting public support. So I'm just gonna get public support for now. And we'll just stay on that for a while. Okay, our control point management has increased, which is going to reduce the penalty. Okay, that significantly reduced it. So we need to immediately start researching. I think it's management research. It takes 1,000 points. It's quite expensive to get to, but this is going to increase our management capacity by 5. I'm going to bring it to 168. That's not even that good. Shit. Oh, man. Yeah, damn. Yeah. Okay, just looking at our successful public campaign missions. If the Earth, this is really good to build in. That's pretty good. So this is a hab that you can put onto a space station. That if it's in Earth interface orbit, which is the 2 first orbit brackets of Earth, if you have a space station there, you can basically buff up the effect of your public campaign. That's actually really good. We do a lot of public campaigning. I regrettably kind of have to do the management research because we need control points. We want to be able to do anything. What we can do, hold on, let's no, but I don't have any fucking influence. I can't get a new counselor. Shit, I'm in a bit of a situation here. We need to find ourselves some influence, and fast. How might we get it? Let's actually look, see if there's any corporations that we can buy with money that will give us more influence. I don't think so. I think everything's going to cost us influence to buy, or at least some influence to buy. This requires somebody to be a criminal to get it, and it doesn't actually give us influence anyway, so it's not really worth getting. Yeah, no, it's a bit of an issue. We could release a nation, just abandon it. Like, I could abandon New Zealand or Singapore or something. Let's see. New Zealand has 228 billion. It says 614 billion. If I'm going to abandon anything, it's going to be New Zealand. But New Zealand has this, which grants us 0.8 boost per year, which is obviously going to be further modified. However, you know what? I can abandon North Korea. Like, what the fuck? I don't need this now. I could easily take it back some other time. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to free up my control points. Though it is only going to be 1 control point, I think it's going to make enough of a difference that we won't be in negative anymore. See? There we go. We're now in positive. Alright, so we still hold on to it for a little bit, but we're going to eventually lose control over it. Yeah, unfortunately...
public sentiment is increasingly with us.
This...
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Does mean we'll lose access to
Our
the
case remains unheard.
Tongchangdong Space Launch Center. Probably mispronouncing that. I'm very sorry to those of you who speak Korean. Alright. Public campaign in Japan failed. That's unfortunate. We have a crackdown in North Korea anyway, so, like, I don't need it. Alien base detected. So, the aliens have built a base on Kwawar, which is a, dwarf planet. Very far out. The edge of the system.
So young, coddled as you are by the modern world, begin to understand what war is. I did what had to be done. Closing your eyes and wishing the monster away only makes you an easier meal. Colonel Hans Castillo, during a war crimes trial.
Nice guy, this Hans Castillo. Living with the certainty we are not alone requires we change from observing the cold worlds, our outer solar system. Observing the cold worlds, our outer solar system, when it suits some scientific. Change from observing the cold worlds, our outer solar system, when it suits some scientific purpose, to actively monitoring them as an intelligence-gathering operation, like sentinels on the watchtower. With Earth and space stations constantly in motion, doing so requires an integrated network of sensors and analysts ready to investigate whenever a transient blip is a small and simple chunk of nickel. Or to investigate whether a transient blip is a small and simple chunk of nickel and iron on a grand journey through the universe, or an alien spacecraft coasting towards Earth. So, we can now track alien vessels and structures anywhere in the solar system, and we immediately reveal all alien vessels and habitats within our detection range. Nice. So, that is here on Quawar, this, outer planet. Oh shit, they even have a space station here too, but they have an alien base, a pretty big one from the looks of it. Whoops, looking at the wrong thing here. I'd like to see this. Yeah, that is a large-ass alien base. I don't know what any of this does. It's a mining complex. Colony core. Oh, great. They have colonies and a bunch of unknown facilities. Some sort of reactor. Nano manufacturing complex. Alien battle stations. That doesn't look good. But they have a lot of battle stations. Looks bad. Looks kind of bad. Not gonna lie. Okay, so we really need to save up. So, yeah, look at that out there. By the way, all of these outer planets are real. These are very real. A lot of them have really cool names named after gods that are not just Roman gods, which is nice. You know, we have Nergal, which is Babylonian. We've got Izanagi, which is Japanese. We've got Coatlicue, which is Aztec. Makemake is what is Makemake? I think it's Hawaiian. What else? I mean, all of these are, I think most of them anyways, are from some sort of mythology. Yeah, Chaos and Veles, or Chaos is Greek, Veles is Veles either Slavic or Baltic. Pretty sure it's Slavic. Anyways, not the point of this video. Let's get back to Earth for now. We'll worry about the outer solar system when we can actually do something about the outer solar system. Because right now, this whole thing of learning what the aliens are doing really just serves to build up a very ominous note of like, I see the aliens are expanding into our territory and steadily infringing closer and closer to Earth. Isn't that delightful? Alright. Let's see here.
Ready for my mission.
Ash Bland. Yeah. Go to ground right now.
Going silent.
I'm gonna have all of my operatives currently go to ground.
Cover.
All the ones, because you can see right here who has discovered them and who's observing them. This doesn't mean they're being seen right now, but it means these factions have gathered intel on our operatives, which is basically every single faction.
I'm here.
This guy, because he went to ground, or because he's new, doesn't have any, or hasn't had any intel be gathered on him. So he's just going to continue public campaigning in friendly territory, which means he's probably less likely to be spotted anyways. But we don't want them to gain a upper hand on us, so we need to do this.
Going off the grid.
Good to do that every now and then, especially if you feel like an enemy is targeting you repeatedly. Yeah, we really need to increase our control points.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
And we need administration, command, and persuasion. Okay, we can do the space dock project. That's good. That is the first step into properly building a space force. Okay, one thing we actually could be doing is launching crackdowns on enemy holding points. It won't benefit us, but it will cripple them. So that is something I think we should be doing in certain places. He is just going to continue publicly campaigning in Australia. I want to have Australia be a strong point for us. And you are going to continue to campaign in Korea's pretty good, but you know what? We'll get
We must
Korea even
persuade
better.
the people.
Let's make sure we never lose
all it
Korea.
is.
It's got 4 points. This is actually our best territory, I think. Is it better than Australia? Maybe not. Let me check. Yeah, it actually, South Korea is better than Australia. For us. Cool. Good to know. Fuck, even Japan. Maybe we should be focusing a little bit more on Japan. But anyways, let's see here. You are not... Actually, you're okay at crackdowns, so why don't we get them to start doing crackdowns in territories, particularly where there's a bit of unrest, maybe, and enemies that we definitely don't want to have gain an upper hand. Like these guys right here. We can actually see here the percentage values. They're all rather low, unfortunately. This is always easier to do in more chaotic regions. And I'm looking specifically towards the factions that I want to cripple. And particularly towards territories where they're actually gaining some sort of tangible benefit. So like Romania here, for example. But that's only an 18% chance of succeeding. Let's just do it on territories where there's a good chance we can succeed. So let's just crack down Cambodia. They won't get any benefits from Cambodia.
Where to?
Cash Bland, you can do the same thing. You can also launch crackdowns. I know. You know what? Never mind. Do crackdown. Do crackdown. Sorry, guys. I'm all over the place with what my planning is. I just want to cripple the humanity first.
Their key people.
They're our most notable adversary, even though they're currently the weakest, I think. All right, energy lab. Wonderful. Ready be researched if we need to. But right now we need to sort out our management. Alright, images of obvious alien military ships and structure in the far solar system have dashed hopes worldwide for peaceful contact. Many who wish to seek an avenue of cooperation with the aliens are changing their views in light of some of the first hard facts about their arrival. The road ahead is fraught. So, roughly half of the control points belonging to the Academy will suffer the crackdown effect for 12 months. That, yeah. That sucks. That's like a whole year. When this happens, when you're playing as the Academy, because this is basically like the Academy's like, we can make friends with the aliens, and then, oh, wait. All nations cohesion moves 1 towards extreme values. Well, we're one of the extreme values. We're an extremist faction, so that's good for us. Unfortunately, the Humanity First is also an extremist faction, so... But hey, it's okay. We're looking good. We're looking good. As you can see, our public opinion is pretty strong in our territories now.
Public opinion is
Especially
moving in our
even
direction.
more so. Okay, this isn't giving very diminishing returns now, so I'm going to stop worrying about this. We have crackdown on humanity first in Armenia, always good.
Crackdown complete.
And in Cambodia, also good. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to start sticking my fingers in China's cereal. Oh, a typhoon. A typhoon has struck the Tokyo region in Japan. That's not good. I could pay 200 money and 20 ops to save as many as we can. This will limit the economic and population damage. And grant a significant public opinion boost. Okay, that's good. All armies in the affected region, which there are none. Or we can do this. Nah. I think it's worth it. Guys, public outreach is a sign of goodness. And we'll get people to join us. Control point lost. We've lost that North Korea to... resistance. That's fine. I'm just going to crack them down and we'll ignore them.
In 1954, the Americans built the first nuclear-powered submarine and changed the course of naval warfare. Now, it is upon us to become the creators of the first nuclear-powered spaceship.
Yeah.
It is upon us to define warfare in space.
Yeah.
Commander Fiona Ayawade comments to media at Churchill Shipyards.
Since we discovered nuclear fission in 1938, we have used this knowledge both to give and to take, to build power plants and weapons of mass destruction alike. With every passing decade, our understanding of the forces that rule the universe grew, and we were able to refine this process further. However, until now, reactors needed the pull of gravity in order to contain the chain reaction, and to keep the water flowing. Without that flow, nothing happens, for fission heats water, water becomes steam, steam turns turbines, and turbines generate energy. Now, combining our new concepts for deep space propulsion with our decades of experience in nuclear fission, we're able to stabilize the first nuclear reaction in space. With our new reactor designs, we no longer need gravity to collect the energy released by splitting atoms. Our new containment systems ensure a safe, sustained chain reaction in 0G. Hell yeah. Alright. So, from here, we go to... What was it again? It was the good one. Solid core fission. We still need nuclear fission in space. We're, quickly look at that. Hold on. Let me close this. The tech tree's so big it lags. Yeah, it's not that big, it's just clunky. It is a very clunky tech tree. I feel like they could make this a hell of a lot better. Solid core fission systems, let's go. This is gonna take a while, but gonna give everybody a nice boost into space once we can get those nuclear freighters. Our research output, I feel like, is pretty alright, given where we are. We are amassing some boost, which is good. Okay, army under resistance control. Again, that's fine. I'm just gonna crack them down, and, yeah. Speaking of crackdowns...
At your service.
It's time for some crackdowns. What are you gonna do? Hey, we're getting our, influence back. That's great. So then we'll be able to get another counselor, who hopefully will have a, bonus to influence, so that we can actually, or bonus to, the stats necessary. This, unfortunately, our defend interest in Australia has expired, and this will pop up as many times as there are control points, so since Australia has 3 points, it popped up 3 times. So we need to do that, which is going to cost us all of our influence. Kind of blows, but we do what we have to. Is there somebody else that can do this,
Standing
actually?
by.
What's the op?
I think it's just him.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reporting in.
Jean-Luc Deprez, you will be the one doing this.
Securing our control.
Jingju,
Ready for orders.
Ready for orders.
what can you do? 13% chance. So inspiring our operatives will increase their loyalty. Actually, something that we can do while we're kind of biding our time is investigating our own operatives to determine
Standing
what their
by.
loyalty is, which Cash
Ready to
Bland
go.
can do. So we're going to have Cash Bland investigate all of our own operatives. So we're going to have him investigate, starting with Aristides.
We'll see what they're up to.
And
Ready.
Aristides will be just doing, you know, this, I guess. Why don't you do that in New Zealand?
We'll make our appeal.
And Jingju, you can also do this in New Zealand.
Work in the public.
Okay? So we'll get a grip on what our operative's loyalty is, except, of course,
Prepping for
Cash
mission.
Bland, who we can't see because he's the only one that can investigate for now. So we're just gonna have to trust his word.
Securing our interests.
Cool. Interests are defended.
Person of
Alright.
interest surveilled.
So, he has a loyalty score of 6. Aristides. Okay, that could be better. So we're gonna have to work on inspiring him to increase his loyalty. Loyalty is basically the
Move the
chance that
needle.
they'll defect. Which there is a way to turn enemy agents. This doesn't give you direct control over them, but it basically sabotages, or it has them sabotage their own missions against you, and you can kind of control what they do a little bit. I don't fully understand how it works. I was only able to do it once. It's a bit more of a late game thing when your stats are much higher. So you can upgrade the stats of these agents. This is by no means a final stat line. Right, repeat this mission, and
people will
repeat
come
this
to our
mission.
side.
We want New Zealand to be under our control a little bit more, and then we want Singapore as well. I think we control the core economic regions in Southeast Asia. Obviously, there's Indonesia, which is not to be scoffed at. That's a pretty powerful nation. And in fact, if we had more control points, I would make a bid for Indonesia right now, because it's got a huge GDP. And it's pretty strong. Economically, I would say. Okay. Let's see here. Now you're going to investigate. So you can see there's other agents here that we can investigate too, and we don't even know what faction they're part of. We just know, like, there's traces of other agents going on. We're going to investigate Jean-Luc Deprez. See what he is.
Investigating target.
Your orders?
And Jean-Luc Deprez himself is going to be increasing public support in Singapore, because Singapore, I mean, they like us a
I
bit,
will try to
but they don't
sway
like
the
us
public.
all that much. Firm assignments. Let's proceed onward. Typhoon, another fucking, what the hell? Twice in a row? It's really annoying, actually. It's just something that happens in Japan. Alright, we have an alien crash in China. That's good. We can send Aristides to go investigate
Surveillance
that.
complete.
Okay, so Jean-Luc is also at Loyalty 7. That's basically average, actually. I'd say. It's not that bad. I know we have
Our
counselors
cause is
available.
unjustified to them.
Public campaign mission failure. Unfortunate. Keep at it.
We hold no sway in their minds.
Victory in the future. Aristides, you are going to be doing something
There are
else very
two
soon.
types of people in this world. Those who think only of home, and those who think only of leaving home. Director Khalid Al-Ashgar, Archival Online Dating Profile.
Kind of online dating profile. Still say him in his early years. While we have long been able to provide a few months of off-world comfort to a small handful of highly trained astronauts, the time has come to strive for something longer term and even indefinite. Our newly developed first-generation outpost habitats are the product of engineering built on decades of experience in the most hostile corners of Earth. A far cry from our earliest ventures, which were exclusively designed for scientific research, this new breed of space station is built for versatility, to provide off-world homes for dozens of souls, and from more walks of life than astronaut and engineer. Aside from the essential life support and power functionality, the outposts are designed with a space future in mind. Each outpost, already a marvel in its own right, is capable of being further customized depending on one's specific mission requirements. Alright. We can now launch missions to the moon.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public campaign mission. I have increased popular support for the Illuminated in New Zealand. We're now at 25%. Alright, I'm going to take him off that because he's going to need to start inspiring people. Actually, do I need to worry about that now? Probably not. Outpost Core. Alright, so this is when things get interesting. The moon. Can't do anything with the moon yet. Cannot, So you can see here, these are these resources up here. I didn't discuss them because they're not relevant yet. But these are the resources that are available on the moon. I will actually say the moon kind of sucks. Like, when you compare it to Mars, well, admittedly, Mars is a little harder to get to than the moon. It really sucks. Like, Mars, look at this. Values so much higher. Of course, one doesn't just walk to Mars. Or one doesn't just fly to Mars, or whatever the hell, you know. You know what I mean. What we can do is we could potentially found a platform. We have 3.9 boost. I don't think it's going to be nearly enough. Yeah, we need... No, we actually can. We totally can. It would only cost us 1.5 boost to found a platform in low Earth orbit. Now, it's going to cost us more to make that platform actually do anything, so I don't think it's worth it yet. You want to have decidedly more boost than what you think you need just for the basic platform. So we need to focus on making sure that our nations can get some boost going. We also need to start cracking down. I want to crack down the initiative because they're jerks. New project available. Okay, it's all well and good. Not much I can do about it right now. We need fucking control points. That I can actually expand. I don't know how the rest of these guys are managing to control so much. Let's launch some crackdowns. Or no, you have investigation status too. Let's not launch crackdowns. Why don't you publicly
We'll
campaign in
make our
Singapore?
appeal.
Standing by.
Let's see here.
Ready to go.
You are going to investigate the aliens.
We'll see what we can find.
You
Ready for
are
my
going
mission.
to try and inspire Cash Bland. I don't know what his
I'm
loyalty
sure
is, so
their
I'm just going to try and
loyalty.
inspire him to...
Ready for orders.
That way we can at least assume, like, if several inspiration missions work, that his loyalty will be good enough. That he's not going to, like, just randomly defect anything. So, let's actually launch some crackdowns onto some of the factions that I don't like. So... Factions that I don't like are the Resistance, the Humanity First, and the Initiative. The rest of the factions, I'm fine with letting them do what they please. So, let's actually cripple North Korea.
Targeting their center of power.
I just don't want them invading us.
I don't think I changed their mind.
No, I wouldn't have expected, but it's going to require some effort. We're not going to spend any of our influence, because I need to save that up for a 6th counselor. That is of key importance. The only thing I'm going to spend it on is defending Japan and South Korea.
Hit them where it hurts.
Nice. We have cracked down North
We
Korea.
are winning their hearts and minds.
We have increased our public support in Singapore. All is going well. We now have 3 mission control, by the way. So actually, let's look here. We don't need any more mission control right now. I'm going to reduce the amount of mission control, which will, by doing that, we're basically increasing the bonuses and everything else. So I'm reducing the amount of mission control, which does kind of suck. But that's something we can worry about later. You don't even have a full spaceflight program yet. You're getting there. You're getting there. It'll be a little while. New Zealand does, though. Let's decrease mission control. All right. Increase the welfare. Apparently, inequality is rising. Kiwis for everyone.
We found something.
The birds, not the fruits. Even though there really is no difference on a biological level. I've learned some useful information. Okay. Right. The usual. Nothing special from this crash. I think there are some crashes that do give something special. Investigate it. But mostly it's just giving alien research bonuses. Xenology research. Okay, further crackdowns. Yes, please. Why don't you launch a crackdown on Iceland?
Targeting their key people.
Aristides, you are going to... Ah, fuck, we lost a defend point. It's gonna use up... I can't even do anything about it. Where did we lose our defend point? Japan. Okay. So we just need to try and make sure that Japan doesn't get influenced by anything. So we just need to make sure our public support in Japan is as high as it can be. So let's just throw what we can at it to
Making our case.
keep it as strong as possible.
Where do you need me?
Right now, we have
must
no
persuade
direct
the people.
enemies. No one's moved against us in the open.
At your service.
Actually break this off. I'm just going to assume his loyalty is high enough. And 39% chance it's a Hail Mary,
make our
but we're gonna do it anyways. All right. Got to get that influence up to 60. I need to have a new counselor, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to fix this
rather
problem.
than exterminating other nations. But we should not forget that their siege weapons were terrible things to behold. History is littered with accounts of opponents simply surrendering as they watched Roman catapults approaching their walls. Colonel Hans Castillo guest lectured to officer candidates.
I would say something about the devs not doing their research, but I think this is actually just supposed to be something with this character. That this guy, you know, he's a war criminal, obviously, that we got from his previous little anecdote before research. He clearly idolizes the Romans for assimilating rather than exterminating. It's like, yeah, they did do a lot of assimilating, but they also did a lot of exterminating. And yeah, their siege weapons were scary, but that was not the scariest part of the Roman Legion. The scariest part of the Roman Legion was its legionnaires, and how it functioned as a well-oiled machine that just ground enemy armies to corpses, basically. A little bit inaccurate. Not, like, 100% inaccurate functionally. Yeah, all of this probably happened. But as a amateur historian, I have to call that out. Don't think it's bad writing on the devs. I think they're just portraying this guy as having a slightly skewed outlook onto things. No matter the technological advancements we might make, our ability to voyage through the stars will be inherently limited by what the human body can endure. Mind resources are not, however, at risk of liquefied internal organs during high-speed space transit. I mean, unless we're mining, like living space rock. Never mind. Mass drivers employ electromagnetic acceleration to essentially hurl unmanned cargo through space at breathtaking speeds, charging and then firing their payloads in the manner of a catapult, albeit one fueled by vast amounts of electricity and capable of firing its shots across millions of kilometers. While mass drivers are not a new concept, our latest breakthroughs enable us to instantaneously feed them far greater quantities of energy than ever before, thus enabling the rapid, long-distance transport of exponentially greater masses. The most immediate practical application of mass drivers is to ferry essential and precious materials mined from asteroids and other heavenly bodies back to Earth with a minimum of delay. This technology will bring about a sea change in our ability to replenish and grow our local resource stores. Further research should be able to refine and even miniaturize the concepts behind mass drivers, in the hope of integrating them into weapons capable of a truly devastating punch. Nice. So we get space mining and refining. That's really good.
Their control is vulnerable now.
Sorry about that, guys. That was probably really loud. I just, punched my microphone. For no reason. It was a hand spasm. I get those. This is why, yeah. It's my nerve problem. Don't mind me. Alright, we've cracked down Iceland. Very good. We've cracked down one of the key points on
The
Iceland.
people will come to our side.
Yes, good. Repeat.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Repeat. New project available. Fission pile. So that's a power plant that we can use on space stations and on space outposts. Which is pretty good in places where you can't use solar. Which obviously you can't use solar panel arrays in places that are too far from the sun, and too far from the sun is already like Mars, so solar arrays are really only good around Earth or closer orbits. Yeah, great. We're looking good. We're just gonna have them build up support in Japan. Alien abductions reported. We're receiving reports of possible alien abductions in the Abuja region of Nigeria. Okay. Interesting. We should probably investigate that. I mean, I'm sure the aliens have a good reason for abducting people. It's only fair. They must have been non-believers anyways. Alright.
At your service.
Cash Bland. Go on another crackdown. Where are you gonna go? Let's see here. Got North Korea. Well, let's crack... No, we don't need to crack down the Baltic states. They're not of a faction that we particularly give a shit about. Tajikistan is not really of my concern. Belarus, Burkina Faso, none of these countries are, ones that I would consider very important. Okay, Taiwan. Israel. Let's actually crack down Israel. That seems like a good idea. Let's work on it. I'm not going to spend any influence on it, so if it fails, we're just going to have to try it again. But, one thing we can do... So we're going to send our Aristides Pareja.
Ready for my mission.
He's going to investigate the alien activity in Nigeria.
Headed there now.
Check out those abductions. See what's going on.
I will
We
report when my
lost...
mission
Yeah,
is
I'm
complete.
just keeping that there so that I can keep track of the fact that Japan is currently undefended. And that once we have another counselor, and then once we have 20 influence again, then we will defend Japan again. And I'm just hoping that no one tries to crack us down.
We've moved the needle.
Okay, public support. It should be hard for them to do so because we have such
We've
high support here.
neutralized
No
their
one
key
else
people.
has enough support. Got a crackdown in Israel. Very good.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Unfortunate. Keep trying. Keep trying. We lose nothing from doing so. Alright, our
Here's
boost
what we
is steadily
found.
going up. That's good. Once we have enough boost to build a fully fledged space station, I'm just going to build it all at once and send it out. And we want to make sure that it has a dock. The dock, I'm able to build things in space directly. Although I won't have space resources to use. I need resources before I can really do something. So I actually... Is it worth making a space station early? I think so. Probably is. Having more research is always good. And the space stations really function with, research labs and all that. Cool. We have completed the investigate their first contacts objective. Discreet questioning has revealed a number of disappearances, some of animals, but most of humans. All evidence does seem to confirm that these disappearances are the work of the emissaries. This is disconcerting, and I will not pretend it is good news. Perhaps things could have unfolded differently were we the ones to make first contact. Still, we must adapt. The aliens clearly have their reasons for doing what they do. For now, we must have faith. Indeed. The aliens are not so different from us. Yes, they are far greater than we are, at least in some respects. But to view them as fundamentally other is a mistake. Had our positions been reversed, a matter of perhaps only a few thousand years, then we would be the ones looking down upon their planet now, just as they look down upon ours. The true question is, were that the case? Would we be acting as they were? Would we be approaching them with open hands in peace? Or would we be far more brutal than they ever could be? To this question I have no answers, but I suspect it would be the latter. We have the potential to be nobler than the emissaries, and also the potential to be far worse. I do kind of like her. She's a good cult leader. She'll serve us well. Alright, we can detect alien contacts with humans. Excellent, excellent. Or once we get this, study their methodology, which we definitely want to do, but first we need to increase our control points. Fucking hell, how close are we actually to that? Let's see. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost there. The solid core fission pile drive is going good. And I think we've done the most contribution by a reasonable margin. I'm going to keep it at 50-50 for now, just so that we can continue this research along and get those nuclear freighters going, because that's really what we need. Then we can start doing space colonization willy-nilly. Because it's going to drastically decrease the boost cost by like 2/3 to get up into space. Not for low orbit stuff, so building space stations isn't going to be affected, but for getting out to the moon and Mars, it's necessary. Alright.
Where to?
Cash Bland, the crackdown man. What's he going to crack down this time? Let's see. I mean, North Korea should still be cracked down. Yeah, no, it's not. The hell? Why is it not? Well, I guess we need to crack it down again.
Going after their people.
Standing by.
Para ustedes. Why don't you head back to... Sorry, I just went around the world twice. Head back to Japan.
We must
Public support.
persuade the people.
Jean-Luc Deprez.
At your service.
Same thing. Public
I
support
will
in
tell
Japan.
our
We need
story.
to defend Japan this way, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Firm actions, and move on. Probably going to lose our defense on South Korea pretty soon, too, which will suck, because that one we definitely want to defend, but again, not much I can do with this low influence income. We need to have another counselor, so I need to save
We've
up
hit
60.
him where it hurts.
Crackdown success in North Korea, very good.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
49%.
Public
52%.
sentiment
Japan
increasingly
is
with us.
ours. 55%. Alright. We're maintaining order and control in Japan. That's good. It is currently very peaceful. It's a full democracy. We just need to make sure that they continue as... that they, our cult leaders are loved by the Japanese people. Alright. So there's all these different, like, batteries. There's all these ship components, basically. That's most of what you're seeing here. Is different ship components that you can research as projects. Only you benefit from them, so this isn't global research, this is your own research. Basically, the global research unlocks some global benefits, and then unlocks the ability for individual factions to research projects, which only they benefit from. Alright. So, let's see here. Ooh, we can actually start to publicly campaign in China a little bit. Interesting. I mean, its chance of success is incredibly low. But we could destabilize it a little bit, which would make it easier to campaign there.
Where do you need me?
However, destabilizing is hard, and I don't think I actually have a character
Ready
that can
for my mission.
destabilize. Yeah, I don't.
Your
That
orders?
kind of is a problem.
Standing by.
But it's
Your
not the
orders?
worst thing to lack. No, I do. I can increase unrest with him. That spends command, which he is not very good at, so chance in China is negligible. Alright, well, so it is. Yeah,
Standing
Jingjiu
by
is
for
the
orders.
one that can actually do something here? No, he can't.
What's
Good.
the op?
Cash? Who the fuck could?
Reporting in.
This guy with the persuasion 8,
Acknowledged.
yeah. Is it worth it? Don't think so. What about the states? Huh? 28%? Oh, shit. Well, I mean, let's start campaigning in the
Must persuade
States.
the people.
States is
Reporting
ripe
in.
for cult activity.
What's the op?
We got all the good cults. Don't put any money into that. No, don't. What's he gonna do? Think, no, don't do contact either. Don't control nation. Fucking... Just garner support, alright? Just do it in Japan. Yeah. Or in the States it'll be 7%. In Japan it'll be 39% only, really. 76% in Korea? Maybe focus on Singapore for now. Yeah, we don't have that above
Telling our
half.
story.
Okay, ustedes, you will be garnering support in Japan. That's 50%. I can live with
Making
that.
our case.
Cash bland, keep on the crackdown
Ready.
business. Let's just keep our enemies, weak. Make sure they don't get too strong. Seriously, Iceland's already back. Hold on. This is making me think that the crackdowns don't last very long. No, see, it's still active. Interesting. Fascinating. See, I don't want to crack down the Protectorate, because they're gonna sort of be our allies, because they want just a lesser version of what we want. Is Israel back? We go to Israel? Do I need to do it manually? No, that's not Israel. That's Deep Space. No, they're easy to confuse. But they're not. Making a dumb joke. I do that. Okay. Crack down the Netherlands. No particular reason, I just kind of want to. No, I won't. What about the UK? That's also a good one. Fucking hell. All these places are difficult. To, all 0%? No thanks. Kazakhstan? 2%? No, we'll stick with, whatever we got here. Belarus, I guess. Already fucking cracked down. Tajikistan? Like, do they get anything out of Tajikistan? Which one is Tajikistan? Legit cannot tell. That's Kyrgyzstan. This is Tajikistan, right? No, it's like they're hardly benefiting from that nation at all at this point. Okay, stop the crackdowns then. Not as useful as I would have hoped. Go to the States. 16%. Keep it there.
I will try to
We'll
sway
try.
the public.
We'll give it a try. We'll give it a good old college try. All right, let's move on. All right. If we can get the
Behold
states
those
under our
swaying their
control, that'd be
minds.
really good. Unfortunately, it's not working out too well for us. Damn, we had a 68% chance. We rolled an 80. Eh.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Oh no, this is the one in Singapore. Okay, I thought it was the
Our cause is unjustified to them.
one in Japan. It failed.
Public opinion
Critical
remains
failure.
unmoved.
Ah, okay. So, reason not to do it while at low. Ooh, we are not liked here. It's an uphill battle. Project management complete. Alright, we increase our management capacity by 5. Great. We're at 168 now. Thought we were already at 168. I guess not. That's... Whatever. Okay. We want a space dock technology. Or do we want... No, we want outpost core, because we're going to get fission... No, we're going to get the nuclear freighters eventually, and at that point, we're going to want to be ready. Do our... No, space dock first. Sorry. Space dock allows you to actually build things in space. I don't have the resources to do so now, but ultimately I'm just planning the researches that I'm going to need for when it all comes together, and it's something that's going to all come together kind of at once. So this isn't something we do in little... I mean, you do it in steps, but They're not baby steps. They're big steps. You'll see what I mean. Because you need a lot of things to come together nicely in order for the space station stuff to work. Because otherwise you just have, like, an investment that's doing nothing for you in space or on the moon or on Mars. And it's a huge drain on your resources and you get nothing out of it. So you need to make sure that you have the resources to fully invest rather than investing piecemeal, because that is not good. Don't build half a space station, build the whole fucking thing in one go. Alright, do we continue trying? Who was the guy that was good here? It was Jean-Luc Deprez. What's your chance in the States? It's still 28. Alright, we can keep investing money. Like, money is not my problem. Although, I'll tell you what. Let's look at corporations. Scimitar Security Group. Grants +1 command. So let's actually look. We can afford this. We can afford several of these. Ooh, Crux Industries. Grants +26 money. That's pretty good. This grants +6 influence. Cost 301. This is one I really want, because influence is currently our bottleneck. And I can just give this to anyone, basically. So I'm just going to give it to him. Like, why not? Okay. Thetis Associations. Going to increase our influence. We can still get the Scimitar Security Group. +1 command, so we definitely want to give that to somebody that is going to benefit from command, which, are you our astronaut? Yeah, you're our astronaut. Command is benefited by what abilities that you have? Actually, I don't fucking know. Okay, assaulting enemy space assets. 1. That's really it, right? Like, I don't think these other ones do anything. Okay, hold on. That's in that case. Coup d'etat, but you're not good at that anyways. Okay, increasing unrest. He's got 3 command, but he can't equip Scimitar Security Group. Why? 1 out of 1 administration. Well, shit. That's fine. I'm gonna save my money. We don't need it. We'll see. Maybe there's another operative. Actually, let's look. Let's look. Because if there's a... Just because it's a 30 cost operative doesn't mean it's bad. Wow, I literally don't have a single 30 cost operative in my pool. That sucks. Okay. Well, that answers that. Guess we're not doing that. Okay.
I'm here.
Ready for orders.
You are going to try and get some support in the States, because we're looking pretty abysmal here. Let's funnel in 80. That's... We just need to get a foothold,
Ready
you
for
know?
orders.
Just a hint of some support would be great. You continue garnering support in Singapore, Aristides. You stay in Japan.
We must persuade
And Cash
people.
Bland.
Standing by for orders.
Not in the States. You critically failed last time, so let's not do that. Let's send him to Japan. He's got a 77%
We must
chance of
persuade the
success. Confirm assignments. Let's proceed onward. Get ourselves 60 influence, then we can get ourselves our 5th counselor, which is really we should have gotten before, but I kind of screwed up with our management of nations, because I didn't realize that the scale or the amount of factions in the game actually limits the control points that you have access to. Which only makes sense, but I didn't realize that. Still learning new things all the time with this game. It's very complex. Right, great. Great, just repeat it. Do it again.
Public opinion is moving in our
Yeah,
direction.
we're at 4% in the States. Good. I'm not going to repeat
We've moved the needle.
that, because I need to actually invest in order for it to be effective. You can repeat in Singapore. Good.
The people will come to our side.
Okay, that is not useful. 1%. Don't even bother. Alright, 50.8. Almost there. Stay on target. I can't shake him. Loosen up. Right. Damn it. We didn't get it before the next council meetings. Okay, these two guys are still going to do what they're doing. You, on the other hand, advising. Why don't you actually go to ground? You got a lot of heat on you at the moment.
Leading pursuit.
And Jean-Luc Deprez, same deal. What are the chance of just getting some public support here? 28%. He's probably not going to critical fail. I hope. Let's do that. It's fine.
Going
Right.
off the grid.
Okay. Other status has gone to ground.
Laying the groundwork.
We also need to make sure Cash Bland isn't being tracked down while he's crackdowning everyone, because that'll piss them off. We don't need any enemies just
sway in
yet.
their
Public
minds.
campaign mission failure. Darn. Japan. Oh well.
Our case remains
And failed in
unheard.
Singapore. And let me guess, it failed in the
Our
States
cause
too.
is unjustified to them.
Wow. Nice 2 weeks, guys. Well done. E for effort. 7.7 boosts. Looking good. Looking pretty good. We've reached 2023. Actually, we're well into 2023, by the way. An undefended enemy control point in North Korea is vulnerable to purging. Yeah, but I don't have the fucking resources to purge it. But we do have the resources to get ourselves a 5th counselor. So let's look here. Look and see what we need. 9 investigation from an investigator. So this is Ruyi Ye. Could be good, but the investigators I feel are pretty limited in what they can do. They're very good at what they do, but they're limited at it. Tycoons. High admin, which means they can hold a lot of organizations. Same with politicians, though, and I feel like politicians just have better stats and better mission availabilities. Like, what does the Tycoon get that the politician doesn't? Tycoon doesn't even get... Oh, no, it does get hostile takeover, and that is actually really good. It just requires a lot of setup. And I feel like the Tech Mogul is just better than the Tycoon. Okay, Tycoon can purge. And defend. Okay. Okay. That makes them a little bit better in my book. But I don't think it's what we need. What do we need, though? We need... What missions do we not have? We need somebody that can stabilize. Who do we have that can stabilize? That might be something that we need to prioritize, because ruling over unstable nations is a big fucking problem if you have nobody that can actually stabilize them. Yeah, we have no one that can do the stabilize. Thankfully, we've only been taking over peaceful nations, so we haven't needed it yet, but getting somebody that can do it, so getting a diplomat, this guy, for example, his stats aren't great, though. Can the evangelist do it? Cannot. Oh, yeah, absolutely can. Command and admin stats and persuasion is good. All these stats are pretty good. Who else could potentially... Officer? Officer can stabilize. Okay. Ooh. Look at this guy's stats. Holy shit. 8 command, 6 persuasion. It's really good. Can defend interests. Control can coup d'etat. And won't be terrible at doing a coup d'etat either. Can protect target. Fucking hell, I'm buying you. This guy. Agira. You're with me now. Oh, and he's got hard target. That is so good. Basically, this means that if enemy agents attempt to detain or assassinate him, if they fail, he straight up just fucking kills them. It's really good. And he's a survivor, which makes him even harder to kill. Holy shit. Security of 8. It's Earthbound. Okay, so he cannot... Okay, this is his disadvantage. He cannot go into space. That's fine. That's fine. God, everybody else can go and do stuff in space. He's still really good. Holy shit. Yeah, we're recruiting him. Alright. Akira. You're with me now.
Your orders?
Alright. Okay. Alright. Well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We need to look for potential future acquisitions. So right now we're sitting at 187. We still need more control points. Dear Lord, why are our control points so low? How do we get more of them? I know there's ways you can get more with, like, space assets, but I think that's much later into the game. And there's obviously the technologies that we've been researching that have gotten us more, but fucking hell, I don't want to have to do that every time. We could destabilize the US, make it easier to gain something there, but we can't really exploit anything that we gain anywhere, because that'll just tank our influence. We're earning a shit ton of influence now, so maybe we can afford to tank our influence a bit? I don't know. Just leave it. Let's just leave it. I do want to think ahead, though. Where else might we want to go? Where else, indeed? No, for now, fortify our territories. Make sure
We'll make
Japan
our appeal.
likes us, but
Ready to
doesn't
go.
ever want to leave our
Where to?
glorious hegemony. You can go to Singapore, so you have a 69%
We'll make our
chance
appeal.
to increase order.
Ready.
Nice. Jean-Luc Deprez will go to Japan.
We'll make our appeal.
Not making enough headway in the States,
Where do you
so
need me?
I'm just kind of giving up for now. And you in Singapore.
Making
And
our
Agira,
case.
he can't do any of
I'm
that.
here.
However, he can do Inspire. And he can actually do it well. So let's start inspiring the loyalty of some of our guys. So let's first inspire Cash Bland.
I'll make sure
He
they're on
can
our
just
side.
stay on that, and that's going to passively increase his loyalty every time he succeeds. And as soon as we can, we're going to redefend Japan.
I don't think I changed their mind.
No, I know, but try again. You'll get there eventually. All right, another alien ship is approaching. 2 more alien ships are approaching. That's good. Good. The emissaries are coming in force. Great. There's one in Mexico and there's one in, what did it say? Monterey. Yeah, Monterey's already fucking full of aliens.
We've moved the
Okay. I have increased support for the Illuminated. Very good. 51. Keep going. Do it again.
Our cause is unjustified.
Keep trying.
We're winning their hearts and
Keep
minds.
doing it, and keep trying.
Trillions of dollars just sitting up there, yet still the regulators drag their heels. Maybe it's time I treated the president to another golfing weekend. German Soren van Wyk leaked private correspondence.
Absolute slime ball. Oh man. We may feel we know our nearest neighbor well, yet our visits to it were far apart and fleeting. The moon is a natural staging ground for missions to other worlds in the Sol system, as well as containing boundless resources on its own. Though it is high time we attempted longer-term habitation upon its barren surface, the rare earth metal deposits and water housed there would be of significant benefit to both lunar colonization and orbital construction efforts, freeing us from the need to expensively and slowly transport critical resources from Earth. The moon may not seem as enticing a trophy as Mars, Venus, or beyond, but we would be foolish to squander the wondrous opportunities it presents us with. Untangling decades of international regulation concerning its exploitation will be no easy matter, however. Allows us to send probes to the moon and the construction of habitats on the lunar surface. Well, now is a good time to start doing that. So let's take a look. Luna, how you doing over there? Let's send a probe. Target Luna. Yeah. Gonna cost us 0.5 boosts. That sucks, but you know, we're earning a bit. It'll be fine. We'll earn that back in half a month. Take 19 days to get there. That's pretty fast. Let's be real. So, we're shooting a probe to the moon. You need to probe something before you can actually, like, settle. So, we're looking at one of these two, because you need water. Without water, when you set up habitations, if you do not have the water to manage your habitations, it takes it from boost, because you need to ship water from Earth, and that blows. So you need to make sure you have water, so that is the first resource you go for, and that is actually kind of the only thing the moon is really good for. I mean, getting a little bit of the basic metals is also nice, but these other resources I'm not concerned about yet. We won't need them, and it'll be evident why. I mean, we will need them, just not yet. They're a bit more to the mid-game. This is still, like, early,
Ready for
very,
your
very
orders,
early
sir.
game. Lunar colonization and Mars colonization are still, like, early-ish game. The solar system's big. Okay, we now have lost our defense on South Korea. That is not ideal. So, we need to defend both Japan and Korea. But our scientist, Aristides, is going to go and investigate the crash site at Monterey.
We'll recon the
States.
site.
Standing by.
Who can do defense,
What's the op?
defend missions?
What's the op?
I know you can. So you are going to defend South Korea. That's our most important
Protecting our
territory.
interests.
We don't want to lose that at
At your
all.
service.
you are going to actually investigate the site in Russia.
We'll see what we can find.
And the rest of them are just going to stay on business, as usual. So, let's continue on.
Securing our interests.
Alright, South Korea is now protected. Till, April. Yeah, so it's half a year this lasts, which is pretty nice. But we can absolutely afford that now that we're earning 50 influence per turn. Right, Japan's looking pretty good. I think we
opinion
can...
remains unmoved.
Yeah, we're at above half. That's kind of the point where I'm like, alright, this is good enough for now. Other regions, we could so easily take... Oh shit, we've already reached the moon. Holy shit. Okay, let's take a look.
We found something.
So the only reason why you would build a moon base early, before anybody else, is because you want to lay claim on a territory. Right? And so... Come on. I was busy. I was busy looking at the moon. God damn it. Assignments. Had to interrupt me. Alright, well, let's do the assignments first, because you can't fucking do anything else until the assignments
Standing
are done.
by for orders.
It's like homework back when you were a kid, you know?
Reporting in.
Okay, more alien activity? Holy shit. There's one in Kazan now. We'll send him there.
On the way to the target site.
And...
At your service.
You're gonna defend Japan.
Securing our control.
Jingju, you are going to go to the one in Venezuela. Alright, aliens landing all over the place. This is good. This is good. It's good for us. Glory to our future overlords. I welcome them to the fold. That's Korea's looking good. What about Singapore? Singapore still needs a bit of work. Go work on Singapore.
Your orders.
And Cash Bland, what are you gonna do? Why don't you publicly campaign in New Zealand? Yeah, New Zealand needs a lot of work.
We must persuade the people.
Get busy there. Alright, back to the fucking moon. Pause. I want somebody else to beat me to one of these
Making
sites.
things safe for our people.
Spend interest. No, close. Okay. So. Looking here. I don't think I can actually build a moon base yet. I need the research to do so. Okay, we need to go for that quick, because I really want to get... If I can, I would like to get this one, because that's a good amount of water. The metals is nice, but without water, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. If you start building in space. So, controlling this, you know, he who controls the water, controls the solar system. Yeah. 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 Alright. I excel at bad jokes. Okay. So actually look at our corporations, see if there's anything that we can acquire here. We have the Gladiolus Foundation, which will increase our research income by 18. That's not too bad. Epsilon Risk Management. Grants the Protect Target mission. Ah, that's really good, because that's a really good mission to have. Giving that to somebody would be really nice, and granting them an extra security. So this would be good to have to somebody that has, like, piss-poor security. So actually, what I have here. Yeah, you know what? I'm giving this to you. Take it. It's yours. The Gladiolus Foundation. It's okay. It's alright. I don't hate it, but I also don't really feel like it's worth 125 of our hard-earned cash right now. So, we're gonna ignore it. For the time being, and save up our money for better acquisitions. There's our research coming. Almost there. Almost to space docks. I've increased popular support. Yeah, we're at 53 in Singapore. Good enough for me. You're gonna keep working on New Zealand, because New Zealand doesn't actually like us, and that is not right. Alright? Everyone must join our cult, or at least a significant majority. We must worship the aliens.
Recon complete.
Alright. Speaking of worshipping the aliens, we have investigated the sites. It's all good. Our xenology research will increase. And Project Complete Space Dock. We've completed the space docks. It's a basic assembly platform for interplanetary spacecraft. Also functions as a supply depot and launches probes. Nice. Nice. So we can build it. in space, or we can build it from the ground. Actually, can we build it from the ground? I have no idea. But let's get outpost core, because this is what we need to colonize the moon. Shouldn't take too long. In fact, it should take so little time that I am going to straight up decrease the amount of research from 75 to 25, because I want to get this done immediately so that we can zip to the moon before anybody else can get there. Though admittedly, we should probably have our nuclear freighters done by then. But securing that first moon outpost with all the water, I think is going to be more beneficial. So all you need is the outpost. That's actually one that you don't really... Do you need the mines? Maybe you do, actually. In which case, we also need the mining. But, we'll see. We'll see.
Ready.
You. What are you going to do? You now have protect target. That's a good, like, idle thing. We can protect our key assets, basically. So you can sit and not protect targets, because we don't need to yet. That's something you do when you feel like things are getting a little hot.
Standing by for orders.
Or if you're
Ready
doing
to go.
something risky, you know. Go
Making our case.
go make New Zealand love us.
Acknowledged.
All of you. Except for new guy.
Telling our story.
Agira, you're gonna be
Where do you need me?
inspiring our agents, right? Because
I'll ensure their loyalty.
they need to be loyal.
Their loyalty remains questionable.
Come on. Okay.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Very good.
Our case remains unheard.
Try again.
Public opinion is moving in our
Very
direction.
good. We're at 32. And that failed. Jesus Christ, guys. It's not even that hard. But unless something happens, this will allow us to just blaze through the next cycle. Ah, we've gained a control point. Wait, what? Leaders representing the national industries. Control point. Russia contacted us to declare their loyalty to the Illuminated. We can only assume... Holy shit! Wait, what? The aliens just straight up gave us a control point in Russia. Oh, when they say this is easy mode, I understand now. If we're just getting control points in places, I mean, okay, it's a bit of a problem, because now we're, like, way over our cap again, and we're earning less. Though it's not that bad. Just monitor that. This is interesting, to say the least. Let's actually get to work on building up some support in Russia, then, and we'll capitalize on this. Thank you to our alien overlords. The initiative fails a purge mission against Russia. Okay, so we need to protect our assets there. Actually, I can probably just... Oh, they're really trying. Let's try it twice. Should do a retaliatory purge against them in Russia. Poland, under the control of the initiative, and Russia have ended their rivalry and returned to normal relations. Ah, very good. Very good. Still, no, we're not invading Ukraine anymore. Wait, but now we're invading Belarus. What the fuck? What's happened? Are we no, we're not invading Belarus. What's going on? There's just an army of Russia in Belarus. It's not an invasion. Are they still at war with Ukraine? Yeah, Ukraine's still at war with Russia. What a shocker. More like Russia is still at war with Ukraine. Ukraine didn't want to have anything to do with that. Sure. Okay, but we now have a control point in Russia. This changes things. Changes many things. We can work with that. In fact, let's start. Let's actually protect our asset here. So this doesn't cost us influence, but does require him to actively be there. So in that sense, maybe it's better if we use Aristides, because he can.
I'm here.
Yeah, you can do it too. Yeah, you get up and protect our control point in Russia, if you would.
On guard.
And let's see here. Cash,
Ready for my mission.
Cash Bland. How's New Zealand looking? New Zealand is sitting at, yeah, it's mediocre. But here we can, oh, look at this. We can actually make some
I will
headway.
try to sway the
We're gonna
public.
get our best two persuaders, Cash Bland and Jean-Luc,
Ready for orders.
to go to Russia and start garnering some support. Wow, he's actually got a really good chance. So you're just
Standing by
gonna,
for orders.
Jingju is just gonna stay here in New Zealand, because New Zealand's a much lower priority. And we have lost our defense on
permission.
Australia. That kind of sucks.
I will report when my
Well,
mission is complete.
Hopefully no one tries anything.
Defending the VIP.
Protect target has been completed. You're gonna just repeat
I
that.
believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Critical success. Inspired. Okay. But hey, okay, so that means Cash Bland's loyalty is increased. That's good. Kazakhstan's launching some rockets up into space. It's cool that that is a thing
People
that
will
you
come
see.
to our side.
All right, public campaign mission success. I have increased popular support for the Illuminated in New Zealand. We're now at 36%. Very good. Repeat mission.
The people will come to our side.
Russia up to 4%. Repeat mission.
We're winning their hearts and
Damn,
minds.
Russia up to 8%. We're getting somewhere. Not very far, but we're getting somewhere. And we have completed the outpost core. And now we can start researching the fission pile. This is necessary because this is the type... Actually, no, we can do... I think solar power arrays we already technically have access to. You just start off with access to that. And we don't need anything more for the moon. We don't need a fission pile for the moon. So that's the power plant. Every station needs its own power source. And you either have to power it with solar or other methods of power. By the way, the alien, the xenology, this is the xenology research. So every time we're investigating those alien sites, we're getting bonuses to it from this. So we currently have a category bonus of plus 9%, which I think is the cap, actually. Not sure, though. What does this do? Long-term storage tanks for stable liquid hydrogen, granting 10%. Okay, that's not useful right now. That's for starships. We're still quite a ways from starships. Commercial research, no, we don't want that. Alien origin. Could be... No, alien origin is going to take forever to do. We don't want to do that just yet. We want to do that when we have much higher science. That way we can just blaze through it much more quickly. Let's actually just go alien methods for now. That'll allow us to learn more about them. And all that's cool. Let's hold on to this point here in Russia. It's gonna be kind of hard, but the initiative's clearly trying to cause us grief. Make sure that they aren't able to succeed. Russia, under the control of the initiative, and Syria have ended their alliance. Interesting. New alliance. Russia formed an alliance with the Czech Republic. Okay. Okay, Agira, what are you doing? You're here. You're in Russia. I want you to, defend Australia. Yeah. Go block
Protecting our
the
interests.
enemies from interfering in Australia. I think that's the best course of action. Firm assignments.
I'll keep them safe.
Repeat.
Securing our interests.
Continue. You don't need to repeat that, because then it'll cost 20 and it really, like, it doesn't stack, so... no point in repeating that one. Considering it lasts for 6
Public
months.
sentiment is increasingly with us.
Excellent.
We are winning their hearts and minds.
Fucking great. Russia at 11.
We hold no sway in their minds.
That failed, but that was to be expected. Let's actually quickly take a look at counselors and orgs, or organizations that we could get. So we could get Andromeda brands, which will give us extra money over time, or Valkyrie Trust, which will cost us money but grant the advise. No, we don't want that shit. Or Hathor Intelligence, which will grant us plus, or whoever gets it gets +2 on the investigation stat, which is nice, and gains the surveil, detain, and investigate abilities. Okay, right. Okay, I like it. Question is, yeah, I give it to you because you already have a respectable investigation score. I could give it to him to buff it up even more, but he already has these abilities, so part of that would be a waste. Right? Yeah. You? Investigation 1, not really your thing. Okay. It costs 219. I can afford that. Easily. Do it. Do it. He also has a lot of admin, so he can support many organizations. Also, looking here, holy shit, I've been neglecting this. Alright. Counselors gain XP from doing missions, and reasonably you should be spending your XP, but I've just been hoarding it, because I forgot. Obviously, this guy hasn't spent as much because I only recently recruited him. These guys he's got 61 XP, so we're going to go to Augment, and there's actually a lot of things you can do. You can spend XP to give yourself certain traits. So, like, for example, he could spend 30 to get National Hero. This would also cost 50 influence. But it would grant him +3 persuasion when in home nation and -1 security when in home nation. That would be really good if we're, like, trying to take over the states, for example. And he's from the States. Unfortunately, this is not useful to him. Prominent or senior astronomer, a prominent space scientist, grants 10 monthly science income, not bad, +1 science. His science is 8, all right, and +25 to space science research. Adding this trait will also remove the counselor's astronomer trait. Okay, so it's basically upgrading this trait. Not worth it. Affluent grants him 1 cash income, which is really not worth it. This is per month, by the way. So the best thing to do is upgrade stats unless there's really a trait that you want. Government trait is good to have because there's a lot of organizations that you can acquire that require you to have the government trait. Also a lot that require you to have the criminal trait. But let's look here. Well, what do I have him doing a lot? He does a lot of public campaigning. So upgrading his persuasion is not necessarily a bad idea. Then again, no, I think this is probably, yeah, upgrading the persuasion, because that would also allow him to control space assets, which will just allow us to, like, steal space stations from the enemy. I think upgrading his persuasion is going to be the course of action, and we've got a lot of XP, so I'm just going to do this multiple times, and he is going to be at a persuasion of 6. Alright, cool. Next is you with 62. So this is Jean-Luc Deprez. He's been doing a lot of persuading as well. Yeah, like, remove trait Careless. So Careless reduces espionage when being detected by other counselors, which is most of the time, and -2 security in nations where the unrest is 4 or higher. Not that bad. Gain trait Unifier, huh? +2 influence income, +2 persuasion in nations where what? Is it at least 6? Unity, I think? I think that's the stat. This will remove his counselor trait. Okay, it's the buff to that. Nah. Oh, his stuff is cheaper too. Holy shit. No, just go all in. All in. Give me all of that. Holy fuck. No, don't get Affluent. Affluent is terrible. I mean, it can be upgraded to be good, but money is rarely an issue. Well, that's not true. It's definitely been an issue in my previous campaign a few times, but you get way more money from other things than from counselors' rates. You can definitely get a lot of money from counselor organizations, so that's what we should try and do. Now, this guy is finally somebody that we're not going to go for persuasion with. Getting him the criminal trait could be good, because there are some good criminal abilities. However, there's all these, like, random events that'll pop up that will cause issues with criminal characters. But he can only afford 1 organization, so there's no point in doing that. Connected. Monthly income of 3 influence. That's not bad. But let's go full espionage. That's gonna be his shtick. I'm gonna get that up to 11. Now, Jingju is a little bit far behind because I recruited him a little bit later, and he's our astronaut. He can assault enemy space assets, so I want him to have good command. However, his other actions aren't really conducive towards command. I have him doing a lot of persuasion-based stuff, but I'm not going to upgrade his persuasion too. That's not what he's here for. That's an espionage thing. Let's actually look at the traits, because maybe this is something... This is finally a character that's going to be better with just using traits. Okay, Puppet Master's pretty nice. He has a monthly income of 3 influence. This would increase his monthly income to 8, and would grant him +1 espionage when being detected by other counselors. And grants the ability to control nation. He already has this. Okay. Not worth it. Wealthy. Not worth it. Gain trait, senior military strategist. So he's already... Or scientist, I should say. So we already have 5 monthly science income and 15% to military science research. This would increase that by a bit. Also increases science. We'll give him streetwise. Buffs him up in his home nation. Man, I don't know. Or do I just give him a smattering of stats? Thing is, he can advise, and he has good stats for advising, because advising works with all 3 of these, and he's got, you know, they're all good. Let's actually upgrade his command. We'll try and eventually, and we'll give him 1 administration as well. Look, all that's also increasing our goal points up there, which is handy. Okay, it's good enough for him, and you don't have anything to spend. Alright, so, sorry for forgetting that in the last episode. Some of you may have been screaming at me if you play this game. Russia, under the control of the initiative, and Kazakhstan have decided to merge into a single nation. Good. 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 When I take Russia, that will benefit me greatly. Can't afford to take Russia right now, but,
The less we burn, the longer we will survive. And the less we depend upon burning our natural resources, the fewer territorial conflicts we will suffer. It is forever bewildering to me how few of us can accept this simple concept. Commissioner Kiran Banerjee, lecture at Beyond Fossil Fuels Conference.
Yeah, I mean, he's fucking right. 100% correct. Electrostatic propulsion, in which an electrical field is applied to the ions within a propellant in the desired direction of the accelerant, is nothing new. Already, we have probes which ionize xenon gas in order to create a limited thrust. This is only possible in the vacuum of space, for such propulsion methods could overcome neither air resistance nor gravitational pull. However, even though the propellant is ejected some 20 times faster than from a classical chemical thruster, the sheer electrical power required to sustain it makes it infeasible for larger craft, let alone to achieve takeoff or landing. As new technologies enable greater levels of onboard electrical power, electrical propulsion can become more of a reality. However, the likes of griddled ion drives, Hall effect thrusters, and high-efficiency multi-stage plasma thrusters offer great potential for longer, further-reaching missions. Thanks to successful experiments with an array of rare gases and liquid metals as propellants, our researchers have been able to create moderate electrostatic thrust that is sustained for far longer than any known chemical method and uses far less propellant. By building upon these principles, they believe we can not only create faster craft, but potentially also devastating energy weapons, and even devise methods of containing unstable, deadly plasma. Oh, hell yeah, sign me up. I want it all. Just unlocks new projects, basically. Alright. How are we looking? New rivalry. Russia and Ethiopia don't like each other. Odd. Odd rivalry, to be sure. Agita, what are you doing? You? What are you gonna do, actually? Yeah, I don't know. We could have him advise. So that's not worth it, because his best stat for advising is command, which affects military, and we aren't using any of our military assets, nor do we have very many of them. The hell is going on here? mass Russian invasion in Ukraine. And look at them, like, all the Russian assets here are just getting, like, absolutely fucking shit mixed by the Ukrainians. Tractors pulling away tanks. Fucking, you know, drone attacks all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. Don't fuck with Ukraine. Alright, let's see here. I feel like we should be, having him inspire people again. Just have him inspire, like, Jingju.
I'll speak with them.
For a bit, and everybody else just continue on with their regular assignments.
On guard.
Moscow's being protected.
I couldn't get through to
control it. Inspire mission critical failure. That's unfortunate. He's made things worse with him. That's not good. Try again. See if we can patch things up. New project available, the molybdenum pipe reactor. Pipe radiator. So radiators are a ship component usable for heat dissipation, which is one of the things you need to keep track of in space combat. Alright. Having uncovered evidence of multiple livestock abductions sometime before the first correlated human disappearance, it would seem that the aliens have been observing us for long enough to understand Earth's biological and social hierarchies. In short, they have steadily worked their way up the food chain. By analyzing patterns, the species, locations, the frequency, the subtlety or the lack thereof, the proximity to settlements or recent disappearances, we can now point a clear picture of their methodology. Excellent. Now we can detect alien contacts with humans. Objective complete. We have completed the study their methodology objectives. The disappearances began with animals, then moved on to humans. The early disappearances followed no pattern we can discern, but over time they became focused on the rich and the powerful. Unfortunately, it seems clear that these humans who disappeared did not do so by choice. It appears that the aliens are, for now, seeking control rather than understanding. This is discouraging, but not unexpected. We knew the aliens were searching for something, but it is clear now that they do not understand what they are searching for. They are, for now, treating humanity as hostile, and it is easy to understand why. To them, there is no visible difference between a human who understands them and one who hates them. The temptation must be great to simply use their natural superiority to exert direct control. Still, we knew from the beginning that our task would not be easy. The choice of the emissaries to act as they have done means that many will die, including perhaps us. But death in a worthy cause is not to be feared. The plants may die so long as the garden survives. Yep, we're cultists. New objective, speak with the chosen. Oh, fuck yes. When a populace settles a new land, they work to change it, to mold it, using their technologies and traditions. At the same time, however, the land, far more subtly, works to change its new owners. Sometimes the land bends to the colonists' will, but far more often what happens is a fusion, a symbiosis, where what evolves is something entirely new. The settlers are masters of the land, yet in turn, they are shaped by it. Perform surveil regions in areas with a suspected alien presence. Send counselors on investigate alien activity missions when you discover evidence of alien influence, or on the populace or leaders. Alright. Cool. It's hard to explain what I saw. I did not hear the aliens, but I understood them. I did not recognize them, but I knew them, as one can know something learnt in childhood. They came to our world seeking, but they were fleeing as well. They are masters, yet they are also slaves. Fear is what drives them. Fear of what befell them in the past. Fear of what might happen again. They can be more, so much more, but they must move past their fear. Someone must teach them, help them, and we have an opportunity to be those teachers, those helpers. Perhaps we shall fail. If we do, the consequences will be terrible, but I do not believe we will. I have faith in us, and in humanity, and in you. Complete the Path to Paradise project. I actually like this faction. They're pretty interesting. It's not the just, like, lunatic cultist faction that I thought it was. They're a bit more nuanced, which is cool. I still hate playing against them, dear lord. They're fucking annoying when you're playing anyone else. Except for, like, the, Protectorate. Okay. New project available. Increases our control point management capacity by 25. Spins off a new... Okay. This is something that we need to look at. Select project. Hold on. What was it? Fuck. Yeah, it was the Path to Paradise. It cost us 2,000 to get there, though. Dear lord. Shit. Fucking get on with it, then. Let's go. It's a really good research. And I think that's one of our, like, unique researches.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Yes, good.
We've moved the needle.
New Zealand, good.
Public
Russia,
opinion
good.
is moving in our
1%, very
direction.
good, I guess. War. Russia has declared war on Ethiopia. Why? What did they ever do to you? Dear Lord Putin, get over it. Fuck's sake. Ethiopia is dealing with enough shit as is. Poor guys. Yeah, we hear a lot about the Ukraine war, but, you know, that's not the only one that's going on. There's, there's the one in Yemen, there's the one in Ethiopia, the Tigray revolution, and more. Myanmar, still bit of a clusterfuck. So, of course, as Westerners, Ukraine is closer to home, and one cannot deny that something happening closer to the home makes it impact more, but keep things in perspective. One person's suffering isn't any worse than anybody else's. I mean, if it's the same type of suffering anyways. Suffering in war generally is. Alright, the Ratnakaran states, the what? And Russia have formed... Hold on. Oh. Okay. Oh. Alright, well. Cool, I guess. Speaking of alliances, let's actually quickly look here. Let's get ourselves an alliance with Singapore and Japan. Yeah. Right. And then New Zealand here. We can also get some alliances. We should get fully allied to all of our bros. Costing us influence to do this, by the way. You don't just get to adjust these for free, but I feel it's worth it. An ally here with Singapore. Excellent. Okay, so, my nations are all allied together, which means they can help each other out in case of war, and it makes them a less tempting military target. South Korea is going to be the defense here. They have the Rock Marines, who don't fuck around in the slightest. Alright, confirm assignments, let's move on. It's doing the same thing.
Defending the VIP.
Their loyalty remains questionable.
Okay, continuing on.
It takes so very little for one tribe of humanity to look upon a second tribe as the other. Think of what will happen once hundreds of millions of kilometers lie between us. Chancellor Li Qingzhao, Distributed Humanity.
Though it is scarcely an appealing home, there is no better prospect within our solar system for eventual colonization than our crimson neighbor, Mars. It lacks a breathable atmosphere, the radiation risk from both galactic cosmic rays and solar energetic particles is extreme, the soil is flooded with toxins, and low gravity will weaken both bones and muscle and cause cardiovascular problems. Then there is the cold, and the minimal supply of water, and with travel each way taking months, at least until such time as we have made profound progress in spaceflight technology, only the bravest and hardiest pioneers would dare take this chance. Yet, if humanity is ever to explore the stars, or settle on further out planets, or to trace our alien visitors to their homeworld, there is simply no choice other than Mars. In terms of temperature, sunlight, and simple proximity, no other planet in our solar system comes close. Our scientists are now confident that the settling of a limited number of highly trained personnel will be possible, thanks to a combination of highly complex life support systems and certain cyanobacteria capable of photosynthesizing even on Mars's hostile surface. The latter, grown at sufficient scale, can generate both food and oxygen locally, and allow the propagation of more complex organisms. It is from these starting blocks that long-term life on Mars will begin. So we can send Mars. We can send probes to Mars and inter-system asteroids, and construct habitats there. Nice. Allows the exploration and construction of the Sun and Earth Lagrange points and asteroids in the Earth's orbital region. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Speaking of, let's actually send a probe to Mars.
We've moved the needle.
Public campaign mission success. Great. Send probe. Launch prospector probe. Yes, indeed. Probe launched. It's going to take a little while to get there, I think.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Speaking
Public
of
opinion remains unmoved.
the moon, unification. The European Union, under the control of the Academy and the Northern Balkan states, have decided to merge into a single nation. Oh shit. Another alien ship approaching. Actually, that's a good thing for us. Holy fuck, they're fast. What the actual fuck? That covered that distance in a day. Enemy control point in Taiwan that could be purged. Is that so? Taiwan's kind of good. Problem is that might make enemies of China. But, what's the worst that'll happen?
Where do you need me?
Intriguing. Let's purge them. We're still over our control points, but we'll
Terminating the
get
opposition.
more soon enough.
Your orders?
We're just gonna hold on to this one in Russia. I'm not gonna invest further into Russia just yet. Keep protecting it.
On guard.
You.
Ready for my mission.
You are going to... What are you gonna do? Actually, what's the chance of just straight up doing a coup in Taiwan? No, not gonna happen. Or is it gonna happen there? Where can it happen? Do I want to do a coup somewhere? Not really. Like, it doesn't really benefit us. Well, it's not. Coup is like just a hardcore purge. Like, it's purge, but it just fucks everything. And doesn't give you very much out of it, but it's a good way to I mean, you do get a control point there, but, like, it leaves the nation in significant unrest for obvious reasons. Alright. Tank. We're not doing anything with the tanks. Alright, confirm assignments, let's move on. And, speaking of moving on, hold on. Fucking god damn it, they always beat us to it. Did they already take the good ones? Better not have. They did not. I mean, they did. That one's really good. But it's not the one I want. I want the water one. No, it's shitty in other ways. At least I don't have to lose my boost. Found outpost. Ooh, which one though? It'll cost 9 boost. Take 35 days. Got to the Shackleton crater. But we'll have 14.4 water income. To allow us to set up a space station. Possibly even 2 space stations, no problem. The base metals income isn't going to be great, though, which means we're still going to have to rely on quite a bit of boost to get materials up from Earth. But at least we aren't going to have, like, a boost upkeep problem from having to ship water up to Earth. Or do I take this for just... You know what? I think I'm just going to take this one. Because it's got slightly all-around better. Yeah. We're going there, guys. Moon outpost. Got ourselves our first moon outpost. Hell yeah. Alright, so this is our main colony. So this is the colony building screen. And all of this, like, when you're adding things in, it costs money. This is right now costing us until we can build a mining station, which we can't do yet, but I just wanted to get some of this stuff. I needed to get this out here before anybody else took it. Otherwise, we're going to be kind of crippled with our own space exploration. There's other ways to get around it. Like, I missed it in my other campaign and did just fine, because I was able to just focus my efforts onto Mars, but Getting something on the moon does give you a bit of a head start, even if it is a resource investment to do so. The problem is we have to ship everything up by space, which requires boost. So we just need a shit ton of boost. That's why I said this is probably your most important resource in the game. Make sure it's high. At least in the early game. Once you start being able to build things in space, it's a lot less important. Alright, continuing on. And as you can see, that used up one of our mission control. Because now we have something in space. Ah, hi, aliens. Praise be, yes.
I'll keep them safe.
I don't think I changed their mind.
Right, again. Okay, once we get up and... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. A massive grouping of alien and Earth megafauna is rampaging across the Kuru region of the European Union. Wait, what? Where? Hold on. Killing civilians and damaging infrastructure. Only a military intervention can stop it. Wait, why is this the European Union? What? How did this happen? Anyways, there's an alien. This isn't the regular kind. This is something else. But as you can see, it's large and it's ransacking the region. So that is because alien growths are happening and no one stopped it. There's ways that you can counteract this before it even happens, but now it's just, you know... The thing is, this actually just benefits us, because it's wrecking one of the other factions. Who is it wrecking? Who controls this? All factions, well, I hope it's not the Protectorate, but whatever, if it is, it is. Just sucks for them. Russia is coming along nicely.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
New Zealand's coming along nicely. Alien base detected. Aldana's Padarai on Naiad, which is another distant outer planetoid that's barely a planetoid. And a space station orbiting Naiad. Great. Actually, great, actually. Yeah. We support the aliens. Keep forgetting that.
Removed some threats.
Okay, so we now have a control point in Taiwan, which is unfortunately reducing our stuff there. But we're going to hold on to this. Just going to keep this for now. Right now, these dipshits are here, and I don't like them. I want to get rid of them. I want them out of here. But we need to get busy with this fucking research. Dear Lord, go faster. How are we doing? We've contributed by far the most to this. I'm straight up going to stop researching this and let somebody else take charge. Because I think I can devote all of my research to the Path of Paradise right now, and I think I'll still win out on that and direct them towards the nuclear freighter thing. That will really help with the boost. Alliance ends. Russia and Tajikistan have ended their alliance. Russia has formed an alliance with Eritrea. That's probably why they're at war with Ethiopia. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Cash Bland, what are you going to do for now? For now, why don't we increase our public support here in Taiwan?
I will tell our
it's already pretty good. Let's make it better.
On guard.
Check target mission complete. Fantastic. Keep at it.
I couldn't get through to them.
Fuck's sake.
The people will come to our side.
Yes, good.
The people will come
41%
to our side.
in Taiwan and 23% in Russia.
The people will come to our
51%
side.
in New Zealand. Spaceflight program initiated. Nice. So Australia now has a spaceflight program. So, like I said, we were researching spaceflight down here, and we got to the stage that it needed, and now it has switched into boost and mission control. I'm going to lower mission control. Do nothing at the moment, and we're just going to focus entirely on boost, because I need all the boost. My boost brings all the ships to the yard. Yep, I just said that. Wow. You can unsubscribe if you want. It's fine. I understand. New alliance. Russia and Poland in an alliance. Wow. That's an interesting turn of events. Russia and Thailand in an alliance. Okay. Alright, well, that's all interesting and all that. But this is where we're going to end today's episode. We have the hint of our very first, or I guess the foundation of our very first moon base. With this moon base, we will get water and basic metals, which we will use to eventually build a space station around Earth with a space dock. And from that space dock, we will be able to launch further colonization efforts out to Mars and the asteroids. And from there, it's all fun and games. That's when the real game starts, actually, once you get to the space colonization. And it's fucking cool, might I say. But we're making good progress. I think we are in a reasonably commanding position. We're definitely not the most powerful faction. I would not assume that in the slightest. But I also don't think we're the weakest faction, so I think we're not in any immediate danger. Right now, we're pretty stable. No one's really fucking with us. I mean, the initiative's trying to reclaim Russia, but honestly, if they do, they do. It's not that big of a deal, though then they will have a majority control over Russia, and that would actually be concerning. So I'm gonna continue defending this point, and but I'm only really doing it for now, to prevent the initiative from taking it. It's a world service. We don't want them in control of Russia. The last thing we need is Russia under control of more oligarchs. Alright, guys, leave it a like if you've enjoyed it, and if you're not already subscribed, do hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of this series and any more Crusader Kings content or Souls-like content. And I'll catch you in the next one. Ash Heriter out.